All right, ladies and gentlemen, you understand me. My show today is going to be on being your best self. The reason why I decided to do a show on being your best self is because that's the best thing you can do for yourself, is be your best self. And the reason why I say this is because it impacts you in all directions in your life. When you be the best you can be, when you wake up, you understand me, in the morning, feeling like Tony the Tiger, the best you can be, is when you think positive thoughts. You feel positive ways. You feel optimistic. Everything is beautiful. You understand me? It's not a fantasy, it's reality. You choose to look at the best of everything and be the best you can be. You understand? And when you be the best you can be, that's your attitude, the people you associate with, the things you choose to be around and indulge in. That means you're not going to indulge in nothing that's negative, nothing that's going to, deteriorate you, nothing that's going to make you be less than your best, which is drinking. Drinking and drugs that, you're fumbling, you're falling, you're getting dirty, you're cussing, you're doing all these things that are negative, that are taken away from being your best self. So you don't do that. See, a lot of people don't understand that. When you're young, you don't understand it because you got to go through it in order to be the best you can be when you're doing it. You have to go through it. What I mean by that is when you're in life and you're living, you have to go through some things in order to know what's really right. So you have to fumble. You have to make mistakes and go through experiences. That's why I tell people all the time, to be your best self, you got to know how to, you have to bend through your worst self. Like you have to see the dark before you can see the light. And then you can be your best self because you've known what not being your best is. You understand? When you try to take shortcuts and you end up going to the jailhouse and doing all this, you're not being your best. You see? Because you get caught up in a situation where you're less than your best. You know what I mean? You're taking orders from the guards. You're staying locked in a cage. All that is not good, you understand? But what you do is you just think about doing the right thing. And if you do the right thing, you're going to be doing the best thing for yourself and for those that love you. It sounds like, hey, man, I don't want to do that. That's too complicated. Ain't nothing slick about that. No, it's nothing slick about living great and being your best self. It's not nothing slick about that. See, when you've been through being slick and you know the slick ain't slick, that the best thing to do is get yourself together, you understand me, and own where you at. When you own where you at and you being your best self better, you don't compare yourself with nobody else. That's why it's being your best self, not nobody else's. You don't try to keep up with the Joneses. You don't try to do what James do or Tony do. You try to be the best you know how to do. You be your best self, you understand? You might like to dress. You might like to do whatever you do. Then you do that. You might like to be greasy and messed up, but you working on cars. Your hobby is working on cars. You fixing cars up. You making them into hot rods. You're fixing them up. You're tuning them up. You got a passion for that. You know what I mean? That's all right. You're dirty and whatever it is where you dress is not important. What it is what you're doing, being your best self, having a purpose in life. Concentrate on being something greater than you were yesterday, being better at that each and every day. You could be a mechanic, like I said, and you working on hot rods, or your passion is fixing cars and making them the best they can be. That's beautiful. You understand? You ain't got to be dressing perfect. You do what you do is with principle and purpose, and that's good. You might be dressed dirty and looking raggedy, but you know what I mean? You didn't got things accomplished. In your mind, you're being the best you can be. You're being your best self. You understand? Because when you wake up in the morning, you're going somewhere and you're doing something constructive and something positive. That's the key right there, having a purpose. People don't understand that. They think that being your best self is always being beyond what you control. No, it's not going beyond your financial situation. You know what I mean? Being the greater you is being the best you can be. Has nothing to do with the finances or living in a mansion or living in a hotel or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with it. It's your characteristics. It's how your ambitions is in life, having a purpose, having principles and characteristics, and living your best self. So you're doing this for you. It's not nobody else. It's like when the lights are out, nobody's looking at you. You still being the best you can be because it's within. It's within you. It's not on the outside. It's in you. You understand? When you once get it in you, then it ain't going to be without you. You understand? It's going to be you when you wake up in the morning, before you leave the house, and when you go to bed at night. You're going to be your best self throughout your whole life. It's something that you do. You got to develop and create this habit. It's like I said, when you once learn and get experiences and things in life, you know what I'm saying? You actually get the actual experience, then you can be your best self. But it takes work and it takes experience. You have to live the little something and listen to people that's been there and done that to be the best you can be. You know, you got to look and check other people out and see how they conquered and advanced and did what they did and found peace of mind and happiness. First of all, if you like to do a certain thing, say you like cameras, you like making movies, then you find your passion, you find what you like to do, and you do that regardless of what other people say or what other people think. You might have lived a certain life in the past. Say you was in a fast life, you were doing that, going to jail or misusing women or doing what lying and cheating. Say you were doing that in the past. You change your life around when you're honest and being great and doing what you love and you're happy about it. You living your best life, man, now. You weren't before, but you living your best life. So you have peace of mind and happiness. You might not do nothing but ride down the street, but you're riding in your best degree. You understand me? The best that you can be. You're riding in that frame of mind. The best you can be is a state of mind, man. It's a positive state of mind, PMA, positive mental attitude. When you have that attitude, everything else is going to come together. As far as if you like to dress, you're going to dress your best because that's what you like to do. Your passion is dressing. Then if you like the clothes or whatever, you're going to wear them and you're going to do what you do. That's going to be the best of you. That's you. Everybody doesn't have that same passion. Some people, like I said, might work on cars. Some people like horses. You know what I mean? You could be working at a stable. You understand? You could be doing things with horses. Man, that's beautiful, man, as long as you're doing what you love doing. You understand? You know, you can be a member of the Black Cowboys. Man, hey, it's all good. As long as you're doing something you love to do that's positive, not negative. Something that's going to send you to the jailhouse, something that's going to send you to the graveyard. Those things are not positive. You're not being your best self when you're doing things negative. When you're on the corner selling drugs, or when you're cheating and beating people, or whatever you're doing that's not negative, that's not peace of mind, you ain't going to be happy. You're not your best self. You're your worst self. Whenever you're doing something that's not right, it's just contrary to popular demand that you're not doing what's right, you ain't going to be happy, you understand? You know? And people, I'm not saying that you have to go to church or that you have to be a saint. You know, I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying, you know what I mean, don't have sex with women, don't do this. No, don't be a saint. Live your life to the fullest. If you're not married or you don't have a woman, you be a playboy, but be an honest playboy. What I'm saying by that is you could date different women and have fun and do what you want to do, right? You do that. But make sure you be real about it. Don't misuse women. Let them know, I got this woman over here and I got her. I'm still with Sue. And if the woman accept that, you being truthful until you find the right one, you're being who you are. And then they'll understand that and they'll campaign to get you and be with you. And when you have enough sense and you find the right woman, you be with that woman. Because when you're ready, that's what you're going to do. But you have to be ready for that woman or that woman ain't going to come to you unless you're ready for it. So you got to look at this. Just be the best you can be to yourself. First, you got to be number one to you. You come first. You got to know yourself. You have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. People don't understand that. You have to love you before you can love anybody else. If you don't have love for yourself, you cannot love anyone else. And this is the thing that people don't understand. They think, you understand me, you can love somebody before you love yourself. That's why they tell you, spend time by yourself. If you've always been with someone, like say you've been with a mate, or you've been with always been with a man and you're a woman, you've always been with a man most of your life and you never spent time by yourself, you was always trying to please him. You was always trying to please him. He came first. No, you needed to spend time in between the men that you were with so they don't determine your happiness. No, you determine your happiness. What I mean by that is you decide what you want and what you want in life and provide your own self with that. Be independent with yourself. So therefore, if you're with them and they leave you or you don't have them, then you're still going to go on and be happy. Because your happiness doesn't determine what somebody else thinks. Your happiness is how you feel and what you feel. What they do is they enhance your happiness. If you're happy with yourself, when they come along, they complement your happiness, and then you have greater happiness. Together you make a whole. Together you're greater. You understand? You're greater. You was always great, but with them you're greater. You understand? When you find you're a queen and you find your king, you're greater. But you are a queen even without a king, because you're handling yourself like a queen. You're doing queen things. You're living your best life, and you're doing what's right. You know what I'm saying? And you have characteristics, you have principles and morals, and you're living the right life. You know what I mean? And you feel good about yourself. You know what I mean? You're winning, and you spread positive information. You know what I mean? You give people advice. You know what I mean? And you be a winner. You understand? You carry yourself like a winner, and you give people winning advice, and you do what you do. That's setting an example. You know what I mean? If you're an older person, you set an example so younger people will look up to you and say, wow, you know, you're a role model. You understand? You're a role model, whether you're a movie star, whether you're, you know, an athlete. You know what I mean? You're a role model in the community. You're a community activist. You're a role model in that area. You know what I mean? You can be going to a senior center, and you can be doing tremendous things there. You know what I'm saying? Doing things to help the people at the center. You know what I mean? You are commending. You're doing commendable things where people remember you and assist you. You know? And that's a beautiful thing. When you do that, you have to be recognized for that. Because people look at you, you know what I'm saying, as an inspiration. They look at you as an inspiration, whether you know it or not. You know what I mean? You're something people look up to you when you walk the walk and talk the talk and be the person that you are, being your best self, without even thinking it. People look up to you and admire you and see you, and then and you know what I mean, they respect you. The people that don't, the people that are haters, jealous, and all that, there's going to be some of them anyway. Those people have problems of their own. They hating for their own various reasons why they hate you, or they may say something ain't right about what you're doing. You know, as long as you're happy with it and it's benefiting other people and it's positive, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not. You're not there to satisfy them. You're there to be your best self. As long as you're happy with what you're doing, that's what counts. And you have to remember that. Don't let nobody influence you. Don't nobody take your joy. Don't nobody, you understand me, you know, try to steal what you have. Your day, your dreams, your desire. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody steal them. See, I'm going to tell you, this is how I feel. A lot of people don't feel this way. I keep a lot of things to myself because I don't just, you know, I ain't in the hipping business, so I ain't just hipping people doing that. I don't do it. Either you see my show, like you're getting it now, or you see me, you know, on YouTube or something like that. That's how you get it. When I'm out in the street, I ain't doing no talking. If I know you, we're not talking about nothing that matters. We're talking about the weather, or we're talking about something like that. Because I don't get into people's business. People live their life and they do what they do. You understand me? And I give my advice. I show by example, because a lot of people hate on you. And so you don't want to just talk to people thinking that they're going to be in your favor when they really don't. You be talking to them 1 minute, you turn your back, they're talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't care, but I don't give them a time of day, because I give them 2 or 3 minutes, hello, goodbye, and I'm gone. You know, there was a time, you understand, where I you know, I was more friendly and I was more, what you would say, apt to give time and all that with people, you know. But I don't waste my time, because my time is valuable. I look at my time, and being around negative people, I do not do that. I do not spend a minute of my time being around negative people, because they're stealing my joy, and I'm concentrating on being the best I can be. I concentrate on my best self, and I'm not going to be nothing less. You understand? Because I've been practicing this for many years. And like I said, I got 23 years of sobriety. I got 53 years in the game. So I got a lot of experience. So I don't need to be trying to learn nothing from no one, even though you learn from everybody and you learn from everything. But I don't go out my way in order to do that, because a lot of times people that are in there trying to give you advice and doing all this, they don't even know what they're talking about. What it is, they're trying to seek things and they give you their opinions. It's what they think. It's not gospel, it's what they think. So you do the research, you Google and do all this and do the research if you don't have enough experience, and talk to enough people already in your life, say you're a younger person, and you're trying to find out what's really going on before you make that adventure. You talk to people that have been around that experienced. If you're not talking to people that have the experience, then you Google, you do the research. You know, you do research and try to find out what's going on. But the really way you really know is you go by people that have an experience. You know what I'm saying? Because you could hear people talking about things, and they're going by what they're selling you books and telling you things that may not apply to your life as an individual. because their whole circumstances, reasons, and things might have been different. You know? So you have to really, you understand me, realize the significance. It's just like somebody that might be dressing and look good. There's various people that look good and dress nice. You know, but like I said, it's not just putting on the clothes. I tell people all the time, there's people that I figure that are top flight best dressers, the way they put the colors together, it's not just all one color. And they have some swag. They know how to carry themselves. You know what I mean? Walk and pose and stance and all that got a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you see models that be modeling, they go down the runway. They walk down the runway with the clothes. They have a certain walk. They have a certain turn. You know, it's all that charisma, all that goes together. See, it's more to it than just putting something together. You got to know how to be confident with it. You know what I mean? That's another key thing, confident. See, a lot of people don't understand confident. They think confidence, you mean you can read about it. You know what I mean? Somebody says have confidence, you think you just can have confidence. No, you have to build confidence. Confidence is something that is built. See, I'm going to tell you something about confidence, like people say talking to a woman or these type of things. Man, when I was 16 years old, when I first got my confidence, when it came to be talking to women, I went down to the pool hall, then I met these old players in Foster's, and women would go by and they would, you know, tell me to go out there and talk to them, say something to them, you know, just run up to them and walk and talk, just walk and talk. First, just start saying things, try to stop them, and just talk about anything. Just get their attention, stop them. Don't you know that was a confidence builder right there? Going and getting in a woman's face. Then I would get to a point to where I would stop them at the corner and try to come up with them before the light turned green. The light would be red, and I would try to pull them up to the coffee shop before the light turned green. These are things these older cats told me, these older players. So it gave me confidence to talk to every woman I seen walking down the street. That built confidence. See, then when you get older, it's automatic. You already know what to do and what to say or whatever. But now I got to a point later in life where I didn't get at women. They got at me. But I knew when I was young, you understand me, I had to get that confidence thing built up because a lot of people don't have the confidence because they shy of talking to women and all that. And I'm not going to lie, when I was 16 years old, that's how the first one I went by me getting around these players and they telling me, and it was street education. It wasn't no seminar, no school, no nothing to give you confidence to meet women. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just straight up players telling me to go out there and talk to that woman, do this, do that. And the more you did it, the more at ease you were. And it was true. I had so much confidence within a year that I was able to talk and pull a woman over and talk to her in a minute. I'd have, interviews, so many interviews talking to women. It wasn't nothing to it. Catching a woman was no problem. You know what I mean? And they told me the first things. If you dress good, they say you got to dress good. You have to look good so when you pull up to and smell good. So when you pull up to them, you feel good and you have confidence. You don't feel, you know what I mean, that you're going to be rejected because you're looking your best to where they're going to stop and listen to you. You're not running them off. Oh, man, they gave me so much knowledge and understanding that my confidence was way up there. You know what I mean? It was like I was conceited, but it wasn't really conceited. It was being convinced. But a lot of people wouldn't understand it. You know what I mean? But being the kind of person I was raised and how I was raised, that was very imperative for me to be the person I was when it came to having confidence when it comes to women and stuff. So down the line, I look at these people and I see where they be shy and people, old at a certain age, that really is an inhibitor, And I say, wow, that really is something, how people, don't have the confidence. And that's one of the main things women look for is confidence in a man. You know what I mean? That's very, very, very important. And I took it for granted because of the way I came up, that being a player in the game, and these players gave me this understanding and this education, at a young age. Because I was out there, and a lot of things I learned from the game rather than school and all that type of stuff. I got it from the streets. When I would go to school, I hung in the hallways. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. That's why I tell you, don't do what I did. Do what's right. Because I came up the hard way. Like I said, I was in and out of juvenile, in and out of jail. I had to learn the hard way. That's why I can tell you the right way because of my 53 years experience in life, that I know what's right. That's why I tell you the right way. I'm not going to give you no run around. I'll give you no let down. I'm going to tell you a short shot way to having confidence and things like that. You go out and do it. To get confidence, you have to experience. You have to practice. If you want to talk to women, you go out there and talk to them. Talk to them face to face and get that out the way. If you want to learn an instrument, you get the instrument and start playing. Start playing. Just build it up. Start playing. Start playing. Get lessons. Go have lessons or whatever. Do that. You know what I mean? Because you can get lessons in that. You know what I mean? But when it comes to dealing with people and your confidence and you're shy, you beat shyness by handling it head on. You know what I mean? Do that you fear. And fear would not be there no more. You know what I mean? But you have to deal with it. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, you know what I mean, to doing things. You know, they say, how do you do this? How do you be this? How do you be that? You know, and when I do things on Fast Black TV and I give people a certain amount of advice, I'm telling them these things through my experience. I'm not saying I'm better than nobody else, like I said before. I just know what I know through what I know, what I speak on. I know what I'm talking about through my experience. You see, that's the advantages of being around and getting down and being where you be at and do what you do. Just like when I went to New York and my cousin them was scared for me because they didn't realize that I had experience of being traveling and going places that I've never been before, not being fear. I did not have no fear because I've experienced traveling to every state in the United States, ghetto, all kind of parts of the game. Being a player in the game gave me that confidence and that experience. See, so I learned firsthand experience. I learned that, and through the experience I learned, and I got intelligence, and the things I could talk to you about is through my experiences, you know. But like I say, that I know the best thing you can do nowadays in this computer age, with these times have changed. You cannot do the things we did when we were coming up. You know what I mean? Like I said, the bus house ain't there no more. You can't travel on the bus because you can't get off the bus and get back on. They don't have lockers in the bus station, so you have to get a room now. You know what I mean? You can't get a room without a reservation. Everything has changed. It's no way like it was when I was coming up, where you can live off the fat of the land and you can play for your money. All that is over with. That's why if I wrote a book, it would be interesting and it would be something good, but you can't go out there and apply that in today's society the way I lived when I was coming up. This is what people fail to realize, man. It's a different world. It's a different game now. That's why a lot of these people are on their computers. They interact on the computer. They talk to women on the computer. They talk to the teachers. They do everything is on a computer. Everything is through email and all that type of stuff. There's no face-to-face contact. All that face-to-face, the joy of dating and being together and all that. People don't have that. That's why people lose confidence because they used to being on Facebook, on Instagram, on all those sites, those dating sites, all that type of stuff. That's not good for you. You need to meet people the old-fashioned way, out in the street. Like I know people don't do it, but I believe in the old-fashioned way, going to a club, nightclub, dancing, and talking to people face to face. Man, people don't even do that. They don't look at that as important. They'll find somebody on Facebook and meet them at a club. It's full of women and men, but they're gonna meet the people on some kind of site and then meet them at the club. Why would you meet at a site when you could meet them at the club naturally? A natural way of meeting someone. You know, I don't believe in that all that on-site dating I don't believe in none of that. I have friends that dated, met people, and they got ghosts or whatever you call it, catfish, meeting people. I said, why? I said, you're a beautiful woman. Why would you go and meet somebody on a site, on Facebook or something? You know what I mean? Why would you meet them like that? That's not good for you anyway. It's not good culturally. It's not good confidentially. It's not good because you're talking on there and they're talking on there and you guys are not really being your best self because you're not being yourself. You could be lying. He's lying to you about this and that. You're lying to him about that. You know what I mean? Because you people put on different pictures up there and all that. You know what I'm saying? Why can't you meet in a restaurant or know each other and meet like old time people? These people say, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to meet them. You know what I mean? I don't look good. I don't know why they do that, but they feel they don't have the confidence to go and meet people like people used to do. And people do it like it's a shortcut to get in a relationship or meeting people. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I say I don't believe in it because I'm from the old school. But people do this, and it takes a lot of the thrill out of the old-fashioned way of being rejected, which a lot of people are scared of being rejected, but you're being rejected on the screen, on the thing anyway. even though you think you guys know each other and you're talking and like you're accepting each other, but you really haven't met, so you really don't know one another. It takes time to meet people and get to know them and really fall in love and know if you're the right one for each other. Let alone, you understand me, you're going through a site. What do you think? What do you think of each other? You're on a site and I'm on a site. Why are we on a site? Why can't we meet people naturally? What's our excuse? What's our reason? Why are we doing this? You know, we're in a world full of people. I understand some of the things when we was in a pandemic, which shouldn't be with nobody, no way. You should be trying to concentrate on yourself at the time of the opportunity to better your own condition. Be your best self by bettering yourself at the time of the pandemic is what you should have been trying to do. But a lot of people, you understand me, look at it and say to themselves, you know, if they're introverted, they haven't got confidence, and they don't talk to people in public, but they're in public and around the city. Some people are just shy. You know what I mean? And they're old at an old age where that's built into their system. Well, it's hard to change when you're an older person. Say if you're 50 or 60 and you've been shy all your life, and it's going to be hard for you to change. Not saying you can't change, but it's going to be difficult. So what you do then, you go to those sites and do all that and try to, you know, be sociable and try to get with someone. Try to share your life with someone else. Get friends and go to places and try to get into these groups where people are all like you and try to open yourself up. You know what I mean? There's sites you can go to open up, but you shouldn't be by yourself. You should be around groups of people, different things. If you're not an alcoholic, go to AA, Overeaters Anonymous. Go to groups to socialize and interact with people. You know, they have all kind of groups, of different types of groups where you can meet people. This pandemic is coming to a conclusion where you'll be able to go to these organizations and meet and talk with people. If you would like to climb mountains, you go to these sites where you can hike and do all that stuff. Meet other people on the internet that go to these places and meet up and join a group of people that go hiking and doing what you like to do. And you'll meet those people you'll know and you'll interact, and you'll find out that you have all this stuff in common, that you can do things that other people do that you like to do. But interact with people. Get to interact with them face to face. All that on the internet, looking at skiing and swimming on the internet. No, you go out there and try to go meet people and go to a swimming pool if you like to swim. If you like to go to the gym, go to the gym and exercise and interact with people. You know what I'm saying? And do what's, you know what I mean? Because interacting with people builds you up to have confidence to talk to people and be around people. You know what I mean? That's part of life. That's what you call living. And being your best self, you're not being your best self. No man is an island. You're not by yourself. You didn't come to this world by yourself. And you're not going to leave. You're going to leave by yourself. But when you're here, you need to be around and make the best out of your life. Be the best you can be while you're here on earth. Because you're only here a limited amount of time. So you're best to be your best. And I don't mean by just dressing your best. I mean being your best. Enjoy your life. Have a hobby. Do what you like to do. If you like to dance, dance. You know what I mean? If you dance by yourself, dance in a car, when you're not with no one, do that. If you're not at a club. When the pandemic's on, you can't go out to a club. But when the pandemic's over with, you go to a club, see a band, you dance. You do what makes you happy. Live your best life. Be your best self. Live a full, passionate life. Don't be shortchanged. Live the life to the fullest. And I want to give a shout out to my queen that inspires me, Queen Beverly. All right, now that's my show for today. I'm going to conclude this show, but I'm going to let everyone know that I got shows every week, and I'm on Channel 29 on Wednesdays. You'll catch me around 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Just look at Channel 29, you'll see. And if you can't catch it on Channel 29, go to YouTube and check out the Fashion Experience. The Fashion Experience with International Red. International Red's Fashion Experience on Channel 29 and on YouTube. The Fashion Experience. International Red's Fashion Experience on YouTube. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you next time.